Mr. Davies.
Mr. Lucas, I want to ask a question about supply. The Parliamentary Budget Officer has studied this and said that in 2018, Canadians aged 15 and over will consume an estimated 655 metric tons of cannabis. By 2021, this could rise to 734 metric tons. I'm just wondering, in terms of the present medicinal cannabis production, that's the only legal production, are we going to have enough producers licensed to meet demand legally in July 1, 2018?
I think I don't think anyone would ever tell you we're going to meet demand on July 1st, 2018. The licensed producers that are established right now, and there are 55. At this time last year, there was probably 25. So we are getting more and more folks online, are expanding rapidly, moving into greenhouses in order to increase supply. But as was discussed this morning, one of the biggest challenges that we saw in Washington State and Colorado, despite a long lead time for legalization to be in place, was a shortage of supply. We've seen the same thing in Nevada recently as well. I would expect to see some initial supply shortages and then a regulation or flatlining happening a few months down the road as well. I think one of the bigger concerns is whether we're going to be able to incentivize people currently using the black market to move into the illicit system. And if it's taxed too high, or if access is in any way more inconvenient or less affordable than it is through the black market, then I think that we're going to have a lot of trouble convincing people who are currently buying from the illicit market to move into the illicit market. And that's part of the task, I think, and responsibilities of this group and of the current government to make sure that accessibility is not an obstacle to access.
I was going to ask, is there a risk that we could divert medicinal cannabis so that medicinal cannabis users are not getting access?
I think that's ultimately up to the individual companies who are moving towards medical and recreational. The company that I work for, Tilray, will remain a medical brand. We're not going to have a recreational brand at all under Tilray's